What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Christmas Day 2023. So Merry Christmas to everybody out there who celebrates. Hopefully you're having an absolutely fantastic day. You probably have already opened up presents. Maybe you're sitting down with a tasty alcoholic beverage and watching a review here on the Beer Patrol. If so, welcome. Now, every single year on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it's tradition to review a beer that invokes the holiday spirit. So the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Hardywood Park Craft Brewery, and they're out of Richmond, Virginia. And this is their Kentucky Christmas Morning, the 2023 release. So they're calling this one an Imperial Milk Stout aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels with ginger, vanilla, honey, cinnamon, and coffee added. It comes in at 12.2% alcohol by volume, 55 IBUs at the time of review. This stubby bottle, yes, stubby bottle, is just over 5 weeks old. So I've never had this one before, but last December, I reviewed the base of this beer, Christmas Morning, which is essentially the non-barrel aged version of this one, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, they have a whole series of beers within their, I guess you would call it the GBS line, aka gingerbread stout line. So they have their GBS, which is basically an Imperial gingerbread milk stout. I've had it before. I've reviewed it on the channel. Absolutely delicious. Then they have Christmas Morning, which is the coffee version of that beer. They also have a bunch of different barrel-aged offerings, including barrel-aged or bourbon barrel-aged GBS, which I'll be reviewing on New Year's Eve. And then they have this one. I think they do an advent calendar that might be brewery only that has a bunch of different ones like apple brandy. They also did the GBS mixed pack this year that included, I think it was gingerbread stout, gingerbread porter, Christmas Morning, and they did a fluffy GBS, which was basically GBS with marshmallow fluff, or just maybe marshmallows. Regardless, I'm super excited about this one because I loved Christmas Morning. I thought it was fantastic. They do have a spiel here on the side of the label that hopefully I'll remember to read at the end, but I've already taken up enough of your time. I want to crack this one open and get in the glass and see what we got going on here. So I think this one makes too much sense to review on Christmas. It's not technically morning, I guess. By the time I post this, it's going to be morning. I don't know. I'll probably post this around noon Eastern Standard Time, so not technically morning anymore, but whatever. Whatever. We're going to pour this entire thing in, I think. This is a big-ass glass for a big-ass beer. Yeah, let's be a little aggressive here, because I'm going to drink this entire thing, and I want a nice, be able to get a nice aroma in here, and we hopefully will be able to. So that poured out pitch black. In the glass, definitely looks more of a darker brown, lighter brown tinges here. On camera, it's going to look pitch black. Has almost a finger of this super creamy looking brown, almost mocha, we'll say mocha colored head. There is alcohol legs everywhere. Dare I say sheets. They're like dripping down, almost like syrup. Hold it up to light. Looks now in the light, it looks more like a cola or like a root beer. I don't know. It's just not as dark as I would have thought. But yeah, looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. So Christmas Morning, smelled awesome, tasted awesome, fantastic beer. GBS is fantastic. Bourbon Barrel Aged GBS, which again, I'll be reviewing on New Year's Eve. 5 out of 5 for me. The last time I had it, absolutely fantastic. We'll see how it is. I just love this lineup. And the fact that they now get distro in a lot of different states and they show up here in the Buffalo, New York area is so cool. Because this used to be like, hey, you got to trade for it. You know, like GBS was one of those beers. You get a barrel-aged version, comes in like 750 milliliter cork and cage bottle. Tough to get a lot of those beers back in the day. Now, just shows up. In fact, Christmas Morning and GBS, the mix pack, and just the beers themselves, just hanging out at a local Wegmans grocery store. This smells awesome. This smells like a gingerbread cookie meets a molasses cookie. It's like I'm smelling a plate of gingerbread cookies, but somebody's brewing coffee, so I'm getting wafts of coffee. And then all of a sudden, I get this blast of like basically bourbon. It's pretty wild. Big on the ginger, the vanilla, the honey. Ginger is, Ginger is definitely very prevalent. More so than the cinnamon. It has this nice, sweet, kind of dark chocolate vibe to it. It's roasty, it's toasty, but it's more of like a dark chocolate. There is some brown sugar in here, some caramelized sugars. The barrel's providing a nice, like, oakiness, vanilla. I'm not getting as much as the bourbon as I am the actual the barrel. And the coffee, it's like a medium roast coffee, kind of, hovering over everything right now. What I love about it is it's kind of like the Christmas Morning. It's there, but it's not like overly done. It just blends beautifully with the rest of the characters. It almost has a slight minty vibe, probably from the ginger mixing in with the coffee and maybe some of the other adjuncts. Oh, it smells delightful. I will say I think I preferred regular Christmas Morning. Maybe some of you think I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I don't know if the barrel is bringing enough to the table for me to go nuts about the nose, but it's still, this nose is fucking phenomenal. It's just, I think the Christmas Morning is a little bit better. I don't know. It smells fucking good though. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. That's fucking great. That's great beer. Yes, it is. I love that aftertaste. That aftertaste is like gingerbread molasses cookie, maybe a ginger snap, whatever your preference is, in that realm. It just has that lingering. It's like you dipped one of those cookies into a cup of coffee. That's kind of the lingering nature with, like, again, I was gonna say underlying, but more of like a splash of bourbon on the finish. Buying this a bit thin. A lot of barrel-aged beers are. This is like higher side of medium, lower side of full, 12.2%. Definitely a bit thin for the ABV. I'm not necessarily, upset with it or anything, but I could do with like a little bit more body. But a lot of barrel-aged beers are just like that. It thins it out in the barrel. It just does. The mouthfeel, mild to moderate carbonation. It's smooth. It's creamy. It's a little bit softer. So the mouthfeel is nice, better than the body for sure. The taste, very complex, all over the place. This is one of those beers, I'll do the whole front to back thing. Front of the palate, I get hit with this, middle of the palate, and end of the palate. Not really getting that here. It's just waves of a flavor that is basically a gingerbread / molasses / ginger snap cookie. So you get ginger, cinnamon, again, a bready kind of like, I would say more of like a toasted, roasty kind of like brown bread. The honey is nice. Like, I actually do taste the honey in this one. Yeah, but the barrel's there too. But the barrel's more of an underlying character. There's a little bit of vanilla and oak, vanillins from the barrel. The bourbon doesn't get in the way here. It just accentuates the rest of the beer. The finish is beautiful though. It finishes semi-dry, mild bitterness, but it has a just again that cookie-esque vibe, like you dunked it into a cup of coffee, maybe a cup of coffee with a splash of bourbon in it, maybe something like that. There is a nice firm, like, again, medium roasted coffee. Again, like all the other reviews, this is just front to back. As I keep on going back, that minty vibe is here, and I think it's, again, the ginger playing with the coffee, maybe some of the other adjuncts, maybe the base beer. It's not like toothpaste or anything like that. It just has a slight minty, almost like piney kind of vibe to it. It's fucking delicious. The vast majority of the beers I've had in this series have been awesome. I went to a bottle share 2016, 17, something like that. I think I had the apple brandy version of GBS, which was fucking really good. And I had another one. I can't remember the other one, but these are just super well done. And the fact they come in a stubby bottle and I can get them here in the Buffalo, New York area, just going to my local beer store, is absurd in the best way possible. 12.2%, big warming in the chest. You can kind of tell on the palate that this is a bigger beer. Would I guess 12.2? No, I'd probably say like 10.5, 11. Hides it decently well, but I don't really care if it does, because going into this one, I know it's a big beer. It's just extremely well done. Do I like this more than the regular Christmas Morning? I think I like them like kind of equally in different ways. That was more of just like, again, like a coffee version of a gingerbread Imperial Stout, which is what it's supposed to be. This introduces the barrel, and while the barrel is not overwhelming or too much, it definitely changes this one up. I'm getting that little minty vibe, and it feels like a bigger beer as a whole. But I like them both equally. I guess, what one would I choose, Christmas Morning or Kentucky Christmas Morning? It would depend on if I wanted that barrel character or not. That plain and simple. This is really good though. Really good. I'm so happy I reviewed this one for Christmas. Rating wise for the Kentucky Christmas Morning, the 2023 release, think I gave the Christmas Morning like a 4.5 or maybe a 4.6. I don't remember. Let me just say this. I like them both equally for sure. Like rating wise, whether it's a 0.05 difference or a 0.1 difference, they're in the same realm. Again, it would depend on my mood on the day, but this is really good. So I have no issues whatsoever giving this beer right here. We'll go just 4.5 out of 5. I think that's fair for this. I really do enjoy this one. Now I'm curious to know what the Bourbon Barrel Aged GBS drinks like, because again, I gave that beer a 5 out of 5 back in 2015, I think it was. So, drinking that one, 8 years after the fact, I'm curious to see if I'm going to like it better than this or not. What is the coffee doing to this one? Is it enhancing it? Is it taking away? I don't know, but this is really good. Let's read the side here to make this even longer. Then we'll do price, point, and availability. It says Hardywood Kentucky Christmas Morning is liquid proof that good things come to those who wait. Our Imperial Milk Stout takes an initial transformation through months of aging in Kentucky bourbon barrels, reaching new levels of maturity with notes of vanilla, sure, coconut. Listen, I love me some coconut. Maybe if I really, really search for it, but I'm going to say no. And toasted oak, yeah. Like I said, that roasty, toasty, you get oak for sure. Combine the two, toasted oak for sure. And that's it. And this is before bottling, we add ginger, vanilla, honey, and cinnamon to the barrel-aged stout, then cold filter it through heaps of freshly cracked, locally roasted coffee beans, showcasing the nostalgic joys of Christmas morning. Treat yourself. It's been a long year. Yeah, I mean, outside of that coconut, I would agree that this is delicious and kind of what I was hoping for. I wish I got the coconut because this would probably get a higher score and I'd love it even more. One more sip just to make sure 4.5 is accurate. Yeah, it's nice. Really nice. Price point availability, $19.99 a 4-pack for the stubby bottles, $5 for a 12.2%, 12 fluid ounce bottle. Fucking yes, all day, every day. And availability, I don't know. It's Hardywood. We get them here in the Buffalo, New York area. Like I said, I saw the Bourbon Barrel Aged GBS. I think the regular GBS also is just by itself. And then they have the mix pack of the GBS, the Christmas Morning, the GBS Porter, and then the Fluffy GBS. So I would imagine they get pretty decent distro probably throughout Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, probably South, maybe the Midwest. I don't really know. Let's do a little bit of test. If you watch this far, post in the comment section, do you see Hardywood Park stuff in your neck of the woods? Assuming that I get a very limited response, I'd assume no one watched to almost the end. For those of you who do post, 2 thumbs up, extra Merry Christmas to you. But no, in all honesty, this is really good. This is a nice nightcapper too of a beer, unless you don't want to drink coffee real late. I could totally get that. And this isn't even a sharing beer. Like I'd want to drink the rest of that, and I probably will end up hammering that out in the next hour or so. It's really nice. I just wish the body was a little bit better. And yeah, outside of that, I'm pretty fucking happy with it. So again, in the comment section, if you've had this, if you've had a prior vintage of this, do you like this one more than the base Christmas Morning? What is your favorite of all the GBS lineup? To me, again, that Bourbon Barrel Aged GBS, but I had that 8 years ago, so does it count? I don't know. We'll see in about a week when I review that one. I'm hoping it's just as delicious as I remember it, but if not, oh well, it happens. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Thanks for stopping by for the special Christmas Day review. Maybe next year I'll be a little bit more festive. Maybe I'll get some lights, or maybe I'll put on a Santa hat like a lot of people do. I don't know. I just I do a lot of the holiday beers and whatnot, but I don't necessarily dress up the set, so to speak. That sounded really pretentious. I'm just gonna shut it down because I'm just gonna dig myself a hole. Won't be able to dig myself out of it. Till the next one. Cheers.